All right, Dan, how we doing?
Well, I'm afraid now.
Well, for those that don't know, this is round two on something that we're trying to make a little bit better. So there's a little bit of a different process. So anyway, so let's talk about possibilities and probabilities when it comes to sales. And I think back to my kids when they were growing up and they were trying to figure out what they could become one day. And we never want to limit the thinking. We want them to think big and act big. But we also want to apply some reality or probability to what they want to attain. So if they want to become a NASA astronaut, we know there's very few of them. It's very hard to get there. A vast majority get weeded out, even more so than playing a professional sport or something like that. So balancing those two and then taking that kind of mentality and applying it to the sales world. We salespeople who we're interesting at times, let's put it that way. But talk about that possible and probable and big thinking and long term and how it relates then into the sales environment.
Oh man, this is a tough one, John, because I think looking back at some salespeople's pipelines and even my pipelines way back when, we have all this great stuff in there, and I think part of that is we as a salespeople, we believe that if I put it in my pipeline and I'm still connecting with the prospect, well, at least I have a chance.
Yep.
Did I really have a chance there or not? Am I doing something? So for example, I get a cold email in my inbox, it is from a company I never heard of, and they're looking for a quote, and I throw them a quote and I put that company in my pipeline. Do I have a chance there? Maybe, but it's so slim to none. And you know this, right? As a when you've been a manager, that you'll see there all this stuff churning in the pipeline. It's there week after week after week after week. And then all of a sudden it disappears. It's gone. Like, what happened there? Well, they said they went with a different,
Whatever.
provider at a lower price or whatever. Did the salesperson really have a chance there? And so I think we have to look at, is this realistic? Am I doing this in my process, or am I just hoping to get the business here?
Yeah, I think that speaks to a few things. One is self-awareness. Is are we really aware and are we being honest in the process with ourselves and our team and our leaders and all that good stuff? Are we genuine about that? And then the other piece is if that example that you gave where somebody made the request via blind cold email just so they could put it on the stack and say they compared, where is that in the pipeline, so to speak? Now, in our world, we would say it shouldn't be in the pipeline. Just shouldn't. If it comes in, it's gravy, whatever, move on. But are you rating that with the referral you got last week that you've already met with twice, and are they on par? Or those kinds of things kind of play an interesting role too.
Yeah, and I always like it when owners or executives ask their sales team, put a percent of possible close
Yeah.
on every deal in your pipeline, and see, from my perspective, and maybe I'm wrong. This is just me. I think it's 100%. Anything that's in my pipeline, I have 100% chance to close until it's told me it's a no. I think that's being realistic, because if I think it's less than that, why is it in my pipeline?
Yeah, and that probably brings up a whole different conversation relative to pipeline management
Yep.
in the sense of what gets into the pipeline and why.
Right.
And our tendency as salespeople to push everything into the pipeline because the more robust it looks, the better everybody feels.
Well, that's right. Makes me look good to the boss. It makes me look good to myself.
Yeah.
But if you cleaned out all the garbage that's in there, you find that it's probably 10% of what it actually is. And now I got to work.
Yeah. So be reality based, but also push yourself, stretch.
Agree.
Don't stop. So all right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have fun.